Disclaimer: the stories shared and created are solely for motivational and educational purposes. They are not based on any individual's personal circumstances or experiences. Any resemblance to real persons, living or dead, is purely coincidental. We aim to inspire and encourage without judgment or assumption. Please apply insights responsibly. Mentor wise magnate. Trained to master. Trained to care.
In the heart of bustling Manchester, a city alive with a vibrant tapestry of cultures, a young nurse named Mark R. was quietly navigating a world far different from his native Philippines. He dreamed of not just providing care, but of instilling confidence in everyone he helped. His journey, however, would be one of challenges and triumphs, shaping his very approach to his calling. Mark had always been passionate about nursing. Growing up in a small town in Cebu, he was inspired by his mother, a dedicated community health worker. She would bring home stories of patients who went from despair to hope, finding strength despite their struggles. This influence fueled his ambition to follow in her footsteps. After finishing his nursing degree, he decided to seek new opportunities abroad, chasing both personal and professional growth. Arriving in the UK, Mark was filled with excitement, but that feeling quickly gave way to the stark reality of his situation. The cultural differences were overwhelming. The healthcare system operated on principles and standards he was still trying to grasp. Every day was a whirlwind of new terminologies, protocols, and expectations. He often felt like an outsider in a space where he needed to command both authority and compassion. During his early days at St. Mome's Hospital, Mark faced numerous challenges. One patient, Mrs. Thompson, an elderly woman battling advanced dementia, would become particularly memorable. Despite her condition, she had moments of sharp lucidity that deeply affected Mark. Initially, their interactions were difficult. Her confusion and anger at her situation made her lash out, and Mark felt his own confidence begin to crumble. He was unsure how to connect with a person so lost in frustration. One afternoon, after a particularly trying encounter where she flatly rejected his help, Mark took a step back. He decided to reassess his approach. Instead of seeing her merely as a patient with a condition, he began to see her as a person with a life story, a history that deserved respect and understanding. He decided to spend more one-on-one time with her, learning about her interests and her past. "Do you like flowers, Mrs. Thompson?" he asked one day, holding a small bouquet he'd picked from the hospital garden. To his delight, her eyes lit up. For a few moments, the anger in her expression faded, replaced by recognition of the vibrant colors. Mark seized that moment of clarity to engage her further. They talked about the garden she used to have at home, the roses she tended, and the simple joy of watching them bloom. This small conversation opened a gateway of trust between them. Inspired by this breakthrough, Mark started to implement changes, not just with Mrs. Thompson, but in his entire nursing practice. He saw the profound importance of building rapport and understanding each patient's unique background and preferences. By taking the time to truly listen and adjust his care, he empowered his patients to become active participants in their own recovery. Mark realized that many patients felt intimidated by the hospital environment. They often saw healthcare providers as distant authoritative figures. He aimed to break down that barrier. He introduced a more conversational style, sitting down with patients, lowering his voice to an inviting tone, and explaining complex medical procedures in simple, everyday language. It was a small change, but it made a world of difference. Patients began to open up, sharing their concerns freely, and Mark was able to address them with patience and clarity. Word of Mark's compassionate demeanor spread throughout the ward. Soon, he had earned the trust of both patients and his colleagues. His fellow nurses admired his ability to calm anxious patients, transforming their fear into a sense of security. A pivotal moment came when Mark led a workshop on culturally competent care. Drawing from his own experiences as an immigrant, he encouraged his peers to appreciate the diversity of their patients and to tailor their approaches accordingly. As the months went by, Mark's own confidence blossomed. His relationship with Mrs. Thompson deepened, and he became her primary caregiver. They developed a rhythm to their days. On her good days, they would talk about gardening. On her tougher days, he would simply sit with her, holding her hand until she felt safe again. As he prepared her for the transition, she took his hands in hers and looked him straight in the eyes. "Thank you for seeing me, Mark," she said. "You brought me back." In that moment, Mark realized the true essence of nursing. It went far beyond medical procedures. It was about building relationships, fostering trust, and empowering patients to rediscover their own strength. His experience in the UK had transformed him from a competent nurse into a confident advocate for patient-centered care. He knew that every single interaction mattered, and that healing happens not just through medicine, but through genuine human connection. As he stood at the bedside of another patient, he felt ready to meet any challenge head-on. He was equipped with the knowledge that true confidence is built within the hearts of those we care for, one interaction at a time. In this new chapter of his life, Mark was more than just a caregiver. He was a beacon of hope, inspiring others through his unwavering commitment to the art of nursing. Thank you for watching. If this story touched you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that celebrates the human side of healthcare. We'll see you in the next video.
Now, let's make sure you know how to reach us. Here are our contact details. Simple, easy, and ready whenever you are. You can connect with us through... Remember, taking the first step to reach out is the start of your journey toward growth and success. Keep this information handy and don't hesitate to reach out. Your future starts with action today.
Be part of Mentor Wise Magnet, Mentors on a Mission Dynasty. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to join the conversation.